Top 10 most famous African countries in the world. When you think of Africa, what comes to mind? Safari? Afrobeats? The pyramids? Well, let me tell you this. Africa is way bigger, louder, and more influential than you think. From music and movies to sports and ancient history, some African countries are so famous that their names trend worldwide every single day. Today, we're counting down the top 10 African countries that are the most famous worldwide, from number 10 all the way to number 1. And trust me, number 1 will blow your mind. Stick with me, because this list is full of surprises. One, Ethiopia, the land of origins. Starting at number 10, we have Ethiopia, one of the most unique countries on the planet. Did you know Ethiopia has its own calendar that's 7 years behind the rest of the world? So technically, if you visit Ethiopia right now, you're still in the past. Famous for never being colonized, except briefly by Italy. Birthplace of coffee. Imagine mornings without Ethiopia. Legendary long-distance runners like Haile Gebrselassie and Kenenisa Bekele. Historic sites like Lalabella's rock-hewn churches, often called the eighth wonder of the world. Quick question. If you were given a chance, would you rather visit Ethiopia for its coffee or its ancient churches? Let me know in the comments. Ghana, the gateway of Africa. At number 9 is Ghana, the land of gold and cocoa. But Ghana is more than resources. It's about freedom and culture. First African country to gain independence in 1957 under Kwame Nkrumah. Hosts the famous Year of Return campaign that attracted global celebrities like Steve Harvey, Naomi Campbell, and even Cardi B. A rising Afrobeats powerhouse with artists like Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, and Black Sheriff. Popular tourist spots, Cape Coast Castle, Accra nightlife, and the beautiful beaches. If you were an African American tracing your roots, would Ghana be your first stop? Morocco, the jewel of North Africa. Number 8 takes us north to Morocco, where Africa kisses Europe. This country is world famous for its spices, souks, and Sahara sunsets. Cities like Marrakesh and Casablanca attract millions of tourists yearly. Historic 2022 World Cup semi-finalists, putting African football on the global stage. Blend of Arab, Berber, and African cultures, making Moroccan food and fashion famous worldwide. Hollywood loves Morocco. Movies like Gladiator and Inception were filmed here. Would you rather explore Marrakech's markets or ride a camel in the Sahara? Tough choice, right? Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. At number 7, we visit Uganda, famously called the Pearl of Africa by Winston Churchill. Known for gorilla trekking, tourists travel from all over the world to see mountain gorillas in their natural habitat. The source of the River Nile, the longest river in the world. World-class runners like Joshua Cheptegei, who holds world records in long-distance running. Vibrant music scene with artists like Eddie Kenzo, who won a Beat Award. Would you dare trek into the jungle to meet a gorilla face-to-face? Yes or no? Tanzania, land of Kilimanjaro and Serengeti. At number 6, Tanzania takes the spotlight. When you see pictures of African safaris, chances are they were taken here. Home to Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest peak. Famous Serengeti National Park, migration of millions of wildebeests. Zanzibar Island with white sand beaches that look like paradise. Tanzania's bongo flava music and football stars like Mbwana Samata give it international recognition. Would you climb Kilimanjaro or relax in Zanzibar? Drop your answer. Kenya, the pride of East Africa. Number 5 brings us to Kenya, a country that screams adventure and culture. The Masai Mara is one of the top safari destinations in the world. Kenyan athletes dominate global marathons. Eliud Kipchoge, the man who ran a marathon under 2 hours. Nairobi is nicknamed Silicon Savannah for its tech innovations. Famous for the phrase Hakuna Matata from The Lion King, which is Swahili for no worries. Be honest, how many of you learned the phrase Hakuna Matata from Lion King before knowing its real Swahili? Senegal, the heartbeat of West Africa. At number 4, Senegal proves that small countries can make a big noise globally. Global music icons, Akon and Youssou N'Dour. Football glory, AFCON champions and strong World Cup presence. Dakar, the capital, is known for fashion, art, and the Dakar Rally. Senegalese wrestling is one of the country's most beloved sports. Who do you know more, Akon the musician, or Sadio Mane the football star? South Africa, the Rainbow Nation. Number 3 is South Africa, a country that has touched the world in every way possible. Global icon Nelson Mandela hosted the 2010 FIFA World Cup with the unforgettable Vuvuzelas. Cape Town and Johannesburg are some of Africa's most visited cities. Global music wave, Amapiano, and artists like Black Coffee. Kruger National Park, one of the best wildlife reserves in the world. If you had to pick Cape Town beaches or Kruger safaris, which one are you going for? Egypt, the timeless civilization. At number 2, we have Egypt, a name that echoes through thousands of years of history. Pyramids of Giza, the Sphinx, and the Nile, wonders that never get old. One of the oldest civilizations in the world. Mohamed Salah, one of football's biggest global stars. Egypt's culture influences art, science, and architecture worldwide. Serious question, would you rather take a selfie at the pyramids or sail the Nile at sunset? At number 1, we have Nigeria, the undisputed giant of Africa. Why? Because it dominates in population, culture, and influence. When you think of Africa's most famous country, one name dominates the headlines, the internet, and even the music charts: Nigeria. Known as the Giant of Africa, Nigeria has left its footprints across politics, social media, entertainment, sports, and even in the kitchen. For the next few minutes, let's explore why Nigeria stands tall as the number 1 most famous African country in the world. Politics and government. Nigeria is a political heavyweight. With over 200 million people, it's Africa's most populous nation and one of the largest democracies in the world. Nigerian leaders like Nnamdi Azikiwe and Obafemi Awolowo were key voices in Africa's independence movements. The country is also a major player in ECOWAS, the economic community of West African states, influencing decisions across West Africa. Today, Nigeria is known for its heated elections.
No one get credit for an incomplete assignment. The assignment is not complete until you vote. Do you have the PVC? If you don't have it, go and take it. This is the revolution. Correct. A revolution to change poverty to happiness.
Passionate citizens, and its role as a regional superpower. Whenever politics happens in Nigeria, the whole continent pays attention. Social media powerhouse, 40s. If Africa trends online, chances are Nigeria is behind it. From Twitter memes to TikTok dances, Nigerians dominate the internet. Nigerian slang like Wahala, Sapa, and How Far are now used worldwide. Social media has also created global stars. Comedians like Taoma, Mr. Macaroni, and Mark Angel make skits that reach millions. Simply put, Nigeria is an online powerhouse, always trending, always viral. Nollywood, movies and TV. Now, let's talk about Nollywood. Did you know Nigeria has the second largest film industry in the world after Bollywood? Nollywood produces thousands of films every year, watched not only in Africa but also in America, Europe, and the Caribbean. Movies like Lionheart by Genevieve Naji and series like Blood Sisters on Netflix have taken Nigerian cinema global. Nollywood stars, from Ramsey Nouah to Funky Akindele, are household names across continents. When it comes to storytelling, drama, and humor, Nollywood is Africa's beating heart. Music and culture, 50s. Nigeria's music is unstoppable. Afrobeats is the sound of the world right now. And guess where it was born? Lagos. Global superstars like Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido, Tems, and Rema are topping charts in America, Europe, and Asia. Burna Boy even won a Grammy, while Tems co-wrote music for Beyoncé and Rihanna. From Afrobeat legend Fela Kuti to today's Afrobeats, Nigeria's music industry is shaping global culture. If you've ever danced to Calm Down by Rema or Last Last by Burna Boy, you felt Nigeria's vibe. Sports and football 40s. In sports, Nigeria shines brightest in football. The Super Eagles have won the Africa Cup of Nations 3 times and are one of the most feared teams in Africa. Legendary players like JJ Okocha, Nwankwo Kanu, and today's star Victor Osimhen are known worldwide. But it's not just football. Nigeria produces world-class athletes in boxing, basketball, and athletics. Remember Anthony Joshua? The two-time heavyweight boxing champion has Nigerian roots. Sports is another way Nigeria shows its global influence. Nigerian food. Now let's talk about food, because Nigeria is deliciously famous too. Some of its dishes are global favorites. Jollof rice, the king of West African food wars. Nigerians insist theirs is the best, and honestly, they may be right. Suya, spicy grilled meat that's a street food sensation. Egusi soup with pounded yam, rich, hearty, and unforgettable. Akara, moi moi, puff puff, snacks that everyone falls in love with. Wherever Nigerians travel, their food follows, and it's winning hearts across the globe. Outro. From politics and social media to Nollywood, Afrobeats, football, and food, Nigeria is more than just a country, it's a global brand. Every day, Nigerians make the world laugh, dance, eat, and celebrate. That's why Nigeria is not just Africa's giant, but Africa's #1 most famous country. So tell me, which part of Nigerian culture do you love the most? The music, the food, or the movies? Let's talk in the comments. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mr. Economy. I'd be so happy to see you again.